Have you ever felt like your stirrups are actively trying to escape your feet? Or maybe you've been told to get your heels down so many times it's become a permanent background noise in your lessons. Most riders treat stirrup trouble as a foot problem, but biomechanically, your feet are just the messengers. Today, we're troubleshooting the why behind the slide, the jam, and the loss of stirrups. The anatomy of a secure foundation. Before we fix the foot, we have to define the ideal. A secure leg is actually a byproduct of what we call an independent seat. This means sitting squarely on 3 points. Imagine a triangle in your saddle for your seat. These 3 points are your 2 seat bones from your pelvis and your groin. If you lean too far back on your pockets or too far forward, your center of gravity shifts away from the horses. When you lose that harmony, your legs instinctively grip up to stay on. This is where your stirrup trouble truly begins. We want the thighs to lie flat against the saddle, turned slightly inward so the knee remains soft and flush against the leather, not clamped on like a vise. The ball, the bone, and the balance. Now let's look at the foot. The ball of your foot should rest lightly on the iron, not the arch, and definitely not the toes. But here's the secret. Your weight shouldn't be pushed into the stirrup. It should fall into the stirrup. Think of your leg as a shock absorber. Energy starts in the seat, flows through a relaxed knee, and drops into the heel. Think of your leg as a heavy, wet towel draped over a barrel. Your heel is the lowest point, not because you're forcing it down, but because it's the drain for all of the weight in your body. If you force the heel down, you lock the ankle and kill the suspension, which leads to that frustrating, bouncing, and bracing feeling. Sliding, jamming, and the curl instinct. If your foot is constantly jamming into the stirrup or sliding out entirely, you're likely fighting your own biology. This is the fight or flight response. When we feel insecure or the horse moves unexpectedly, we naturally want to curl. Our shoulders crunch forward, our hip flexors contract and get tense, pulling our knees up and our heels with them. This is a primal instinct, but in the saddle, it's our worst enemy. When you grip with your knees, you create a pivot point that actually pushes your seat out of the saddle. This is the difference between engagement and tension. Tension is brittle and reactive. Engagement is intentional and soft. To fix the slide, we have to talk to the brain and consciously unlock the hip flexors to let the leg hang long again. Practical exercises. Let's reset your muscle memory. Classical training uses gymnastic exercises to create a relaxed seat. Next time you're in the saddle, try this at the halt or at a walk. Take your feet out of the stirrups and just let your legs hang. Rotate your ankles in slow, small circles and gently swing your entire leg from the hip, not the knee, forward and back. This resets the hip joint and reminds your body that it can stay on without clinging. When you put your feet back in the stirrups, don't reach for them. Let them come to you, finding your set point where your heels and your legs naturally fall, allowing the weight to drape down, channeling energy through your heels like shock absorbers. If you're a jammer, focus on softening the back of your knee. If you're a slider, check if you're clamping on with your knees. Return to those 3 points of contact in your seat, the triangle, and let gravity do the heavy lifting. To master your stirrups, you have to stop obsessing over your feet and start trusting your seat. Focus on your breathing, relax your hip flexors, and let the weight drop. In last month's video, we touched on many tips and tricks that help improve rider form. One of them is key in today's video. The pedaling backwards hack. This hack helped me to get my heels down by stretching my calf and letting the weight naturally sink into my heels. Think about pedaling backwards on a bicycle. That exact movement stretches your calf and naturally drops your heel down without jamming your weight or forcing your foot on the stirrup. So, until next time, keep riding, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video.